Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
St. Mary's Legion Post 323, veterans working for veterans and the future of our country. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 supports veterans programs such as Gifts for Yanks, Support the Troops, Comfort Warriors, Blood Donor, POW MIA programs, as well as children and youth programs. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 also donates thousands of dollars each year to local summer programs such as Boys State, Girls State, Scholarships in Education, Boy Scouts, Oratorical, and Shooting Sports. St. Mary's Legion Post 323, remembering the past, living the present, and working for the future.
Providing insurance services since 1953, the R.J. Burke Insurance Agency is here to help with your home, auto, business, and life insurance needs. Being an independent insurance agency representing many fine companies and located at 121 North Wayne Street in St. Mary's, contact Joe Burke or Dan Burke for a no-obligation quote today.
Here at TLC, we expanded our business, so we wanted the security of knowing exactly where all the kids are and what's going on in each of the rooms. We chose Fowler's because we've done all our televisions with them, and they mentioned they have security systems. So we just wanted to go out and look at it, and they were very upfront, and they do excellent work from start to finish. And so we chose Fowler's TV. It's been great for us here at TLC Learning Center, and Fowler's TV would be great for any.
And good evening, friends, and welcome to Grand Lake Health Systems Court here at Memorial High School. You are tuned in to Rider Nation Station, and we've got their full crew here tonight to bring you some girls basketball action non-league style. I'm Kelly J. I'm here with my son Derek J. And new to the basketball crew, but certainly not new to the Rider Nation Station crew, we have Zach Farrell pulling the role of Jim Nance for Rider Nation Station. He does it all. You're familiar with him in football. Now we're dipping his toes into the basketball realm. And then on Thursday night, Zach will be bringing you wrestling action here at Memorial High School. So welcome for Girls Night Out, non-league style. And we're going to jump right into it. Derek, tell us a little bit about where the Rough Riders are coming from and what to expect tonight.
Yeah, so the Lady Riders are coming in on a 3-game win streak here, now bringing their record to 3-2 after wins against Kalida, their first league win against Salina, and a win Saturday against New Knoxville. And I think the Riders are a team that's kind of finding their identity and getting their feet under them a little bit, so hopefully they can ride that momentum here into a couple games this week. First one here against Findlay. The Findlay Lady Trojans come in the season at 1-2. Were 15-10 last year, coming off of a win against Elida. Lost their first 2 games against Toledo Central Catholic and Toledo Whitmer. So 2 teams on winning streaks, hoping to keep that alive here today.
The Trojans come from up north, and I think this may be the first time that the Riders have played the Trojans. And we've got the flag coming down, so we're going to take a break for the national anthem, and we will be back for starting lineups in a few minutes.
Here at TLC, we expanded our...
Mark your calendars for Memorial High School's performance of Anastasia, the musical, March 31st to April 1st. Inspired by the 20th century Fox motion picture, this dazzling show transports its audience from the Russian Empire to 1920s Paris. As a brave young woman enlists the help of a charismatic ensemble cast to reconnect with her past in search of home, love, and family. Follow the St. Mary's Memorial High School Drama Club on Facebook for more information.
Colder weather is just around the corner, and you want to make sure your family's vehicle is tuned up and ready to go. Rabel's Auto Service has been voted the best auto repair center in St. Mary's the last 3 years. And did you know they will pick up and deliver your vehicle for free? Give Rabel's Auto Service a call at 419-394-1624 or stop in and see Jeremy at 1610 Salina Road in St. Mary's. Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's. Give them a call today.
At Chef Auto Sales in St. Mary's, we don't play any of those pricing games. Our quality vehicles are priced at or below market value, and our no-pressure friendly staff is here to help you. So before you buy, give us a try. Come see me, Aaron Hyde, the car guy at Chef Auto Sales.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their three-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your healthcare needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively. Spees Chiropractic. Make the right choice for your care.
So the gym is filled with blue and gold. It's definitely a blue and gold filled stands everywhere. Like I said before break, the Trojans are probably, this may be a first time battle between these two teams. They've been a little bit, the Trojans have been a little bit everywhere in their scoring. Their most recent loss was Toledo Central Catholic, 59-49. And for Rough Rider fans, that's who the Rough Riders lost to in the district finals last year. In the tournament, we dropped a 53-39 game to them to close out our season. So, I'm not really sure what to expect. I'm sure that both teams are a little in the dark, probably haven't done a whole lot more than read box scores coming into tonight.
Right, with both teams playing last Saturday, you're on short preparation, and so, that Monday practice is usually kind of a quick go-through of general tendencies with the teams, and you're not really getting into full scouting reports, so both teams are kind of in the dark here, and, it kind of goes to individual talent maybe more so than preparation in these type of games.
One question that I have for both of you is, I see some of the students here today. School was off today. They had fog. As a coach, how does that affect your game day? Do you have the kids come in any earlier than usual?
Now, back in the day when I coached, a lot of times on days like this, we would try to treat it as a Saturday. Great question, too, by the way. We would try to treat it as a Saturday and bring kids in maybe, 1 o'clock or so when the fog had lifted and at least get them out of bed, because Coach Brown was always worried that they were going to sit around in bed all day long and just be kind of stale when they came out to start the game. So I don't know if Coach Burke had a shoot around this afternoon or not, but yeah, that's a great point. And as we get ready for the Laura Yelton State Farm tip-off, Findlay's got some size. You look at the starting lineup; they go 6 foot, 5'9", 5'9", 5'10". So the Rough Riders are going to have to hit the boards. And as we get started again, see Logan or Laura Yelton at State Farm tip off to get things started.
Nice little up screen and cut there on the pass. Didn't quite have the shot, but Findlay Trojans, some nice action getting to the rim on their first possession.
And Regan Hayward takes a shot, may have gotten away with a foul there. And the Rough Riders really pushing the ball up the court, and Cora Rabel for the bucket to get things started.
Nice pass on Rabel to Rabel connection there. Reese finding her sister Cora for the assist there. Sometimes when you're outsized, as the Riders are today, using your speed, getting out in transition might be a good way for them to get some points. It might be hard to to get in the paint, given the Riders aren't very big. A lot of shot blockers at the rim.
Reagan Allmeyer, nice penetration. Findlay did a nice job of recovering. And we've talked in the last couple weeks about how Cora Rabel has been the go-to person for the Rough Riders driving to the basket and creating things, and she was able to draw contact there on
As
that
we
play.
see the replay there, Cora did a really nice job of stepping away from the contact. You know, some players have the tendency to go through them, go right at their chest, and when you do that, you're going to get an offensive foul, especially the way that the game's officiated or has been officiated for the last year or so. Officials really like to give out charges, but she did a really nice job of not necessarily Euro stepping, but just kind of stepping around the contacts and getting away from it and getting the shot up.
And the American Legion scoreboard, the Riders take that 4-0 lead.
This is the kind of start that Coach Burke definitely wants to see, as I think maybe Cora Rabel got away with a kicked ball there.
And that was another thing that we've been talking about here the last couple of days. If you look on the Schaff auto replay, Reese Rabel attacking the basket, not settling for that perimeter shot.
Right, Reese is an excellent perimeter shooter, especially when she's at the line. Sometimes she has the tendency to step a little back, what I would say is probably beyond her consistent range. But, you know, sometimes you'll get yourself easier threes by being a threat to attack the basket as well. Morgan Hesse doing a nice job there of fighting Sophia Myers for the offensive board. She didn't get the offensive board, but kind of forced Myers to step out of bounds there. Nice hustle from Morgan Hesse. Really nice shot fake.
Really nice head fake
from Reese.
Didn't cash in, and the Trojans bring it right back at the Riders, and now they're going to have to set it up here. And boy, they do. They have a really nice size advantage over the Riders. But Cora Rabel was able to, when Caitlin Stexel brought that ball back behind her head, Cora was able to strip it from behind. Goes in as a block, but
I think if I were Coach Burke, I might have been asking for a replay on that one. I think it might have gone off of Stexoldi's head as she got blocked, but nice. No challenges in high school basketball.
Throw the red flag like they do in the commercial.
One thing you'll notice, Rider fans, as you're watching the Findlay defense here, the Findlay defense is very aggressive, kind of out into passing lanes, really going at the ball screens and at players with the ball. Kind of makes it hard to reverse the ball and to stay in the offense. So it'll be interesting to see how the Riders adjust to that kind of defensive pressure.
Olivia Mangus was able to get that rebound, kind of brought it down all by herself, and then just got a little too deep into the traffic there and lost the ball. Trojans do a nice job of hedging on those screens and then recovering. Sometimes even go out and do a little double. Reese Rabel not able to connect on that one. May have had that elbow tucked in a little bit too tight on that one.
Nice lob pass.
Good hands by Sophia Myers.
She did a nice job of walking her up the lane. As you can see the replay there, right before she caught it, she kind of didn't necessarily shove Morgan Hesse, but just kind of scooting her up towards the three-point line. That's what you're supposed to do as a big when somebody's fronting you.
Create space.
Is to create space for the lob. And she did a really nice job of making sure there's plenty of room between her and the basket to fit that pass in.
But those first points still are a bit elusive for the Trojans, and the Riders are able to bring the ball back at them again. And we do have Ashley Ness, who has come into the game. And that was your Euro step that you talked about.
Yep, that was a really nice move. Morgan Hesse had gotten herself into position. She was definitely trying to take a charge there, but kind of Euroed her way out of that one. And also important note on that play as well, Morgan Hesse picked up her second foul already.
Regan Hayward at the line. And the Trojans finally cracked the American Legion scoreboard for their first score of the game. And losing Hesse is a big deal for the Riders right now. Because
right, she's been their leading scorer for the year and has played some really good games of late, and including an 18-point performance against Kaleida a couple weeks ago. So that's a big loss for the Riders.
And she was 1 rebound short of her second double-double game in a row.
As the Trojans turn it over again there. They've been a little turnover happy here in the first half.
And Sierra Graber into the Rider lineup for Morgan Hesse. And Sierra Graber grabs an offensive board off the Jacobs miss. I think Coach Burke did a lot of chit-chatting about attacking the basket after the last couple games. You could tell people were willing to put the ball on the floor a little bit.
Yep, that's been their first instinct in the first couple minutes of the course. As I say that, Cora Rabel shoots probably a poor shot or a really deep three, but you know, in their first couple games, I think the Riders have been too eager to shoot the three. And sometimes making tough shots, as Cora Rabel turns it over here on the nice defensive deflection from Regan Hayward. But I think the Riders have been a little too eager to shoot the three and maybe getting into taking some bad shots of late, and haven't probably attacked the basket as much as they needed to, but they've been much better about that here today.
And the Trojans still unable, did a nice job handling the press there, brought it up the sidelines. Regan Hayward just wasn't able to connect on that.
Right, and the Trojans have gotten pretty good looks so far, just not knocking them down.
And we got the steal by Reagan Allmeyer, and she's content to just kind of slow it up and wait for help. Sophia Myers was able to get a hand on that pass to get the steal. Madeline Steckschulte follows up with the bucket, and the American Legion scoreboard has a 4-4 tie.
Those ball screen, sometimes they're hedging it like a long hedge, sometimes it's a trap, but those have really given the Riders trouble over the last couple possessions. You know, when those happen as a ball handler, you have to make as Ella Jacobs turns it over, trying to make the kick out. But as a ball handler, when that hard hedge comes, you got to change direction, turn back, and find your screener, because that's who's open. And so they're kind of trying to dribble around it in the direction of the screen, and that's not where the opening is.
Trojans have been much more patient here these last couple minutes against the Rough Rider 2-2-1 press. However, patience didn't help them there as they turned it over. And not a great pass, but that was about a 6 inches away from being a layup, because they had trailed the screen, and Cora was going to be wide open for a layup. And Trojans handle the press, set it up, and now we've got the Riders in 2-3 zone.
Deep three from Regan Hayward.
Regan Hayward, the Fowler TV three-pointer.
She took that one with a lot of confidence, so I would have to imagine that she's got the green light from coach there to take tough shots, and she did not hesitate. Nice pass from Ella Jacobs finding Reagan Allmeyer.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. And Ella gets an offensive rebound there, keeps the possession for the Riders.
Not sure that was necessarily the correct call there. I think Ella was probably the last to touch it, but we're not going to complain about that one.
Well, down screen. And we get a Fowler TV three-pointer by Cora Rabel. And Cora Rabel was 3 for 4 from three-point line last game.
And she was 3 for 7 against Salina, so she's continued her hot shooting of late here. So that is encouraging to see for Rider fans.
And the Trojans kind of lose track of time there. And as we head to break, the Fowler TV, the American Legion scoreboard reads 7-7. We will be back.
Laura Yelton State Farm, servicing the St. Mary's area since 1989. With your life, home, and auto insurance needs. Call or stop in today and see Laura or Logan Yelton for a free quote. Go Rough Riders!
Tap House at the Square invites you to join us after the game. Located in St. Mary's Square Business Complex, the Tap House is the new place to meet old friends. Best of luck to all Rider athletes and teams. Cheers to a healthy and successful season with lots of wins. See you at the Tap House at the Square.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Walbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Walbacher for all your legal needs.
And we are back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. Girls basketball action. If you look on through the American Legion scoreboard, St. Mary's 7, Findlay 7, and looks like we've got a barn burner here.
Yeah, kind of a defensive struggle here so far through the first quarter. You know, both teams are playing pretty aggressive, creating quite a few turnovers here. So, I would expect both kind of that to continue as the attitudes are pretty similar. Findlay's really aggressive out front, and if the Rough Riders are going to continue that zone press, it's going to be tough to score.
And as I said in pregame, they're big. They've got us outsized at every position. The girl guarding Cora is 5'10", and that's tough to make those passes inside when you got long arms up in your face.
Yeah, and most of them are pretty long too. Long and pretty lean, and really doing a nice job of getting into passing lanes.
And Cadence Hirschfeld comes off the bench to drill a Fowler TV three-pointer, and that's encouraging for the Rough Riders because that's a place where we haven't gotten a lot of offense here in the early going of the season.
And that's a better three-pointer there. It's off of a kick
set,
out,
yep.
Set and off of a kick out. Those are much easier than some of the other threes that we've tended to take in the first couple games.
Got Morgan Hesse back in the game, and I'm guessing that the 2-3 zone is probably to protect her just a little bit.
Yep.
And
especially if the Trojans zone offense is going to be very perimeter-based as it was on that possession.
Regan Hayward with the 2 for the Trojans. And then the Riders come down to this end and turn it over right back to them. Yeah, this is kind of a contrast of styles a little bit.
She got away with the double.
Yep.
Nope. Didn't get away with it.
Get away with it. Yeah.
I think if she'd have kept going, and just dribbled through and not act like anything was wrong. I think she'd have gotten away with it.
She might have gotten away with it, maybe.
But I think holding up was probably the wrong move. A lot of times you can get away with some stuff if you make it look good and act like nothing happened.
Wow.
Cora Rabel doing a nice job of attacking the Findlay Trojan pressure. You know, that's what you have to do as a team, is when they overplay in the passing lanes, you got to take it to the rim. She did a really nice job of taking it to the rim and finishing through contact. I'm guessing Sophia Myers probably thought she was pretty straight up there, but still a very nice take from Cora Rabel.
And Cora puts in her 10th point of the night. So right now it's Cora Rabel's carrying the offensive production for the Riders.
And defensive.
Yeah.
Makes a nice deflection in the backcourt.
And Coach Brian Rosendale calls a timeout. I think he was a little concerned that they were going to get a 10-second call. And we will take a quick break for the timeout here at the Grand Lake Health Systems court.
The Friends of the St. Mary's Theater need your financial help. Any donation is welcome, and suggested donations, which can be pledged, are $200, $1,823, $2,023 and beyond. Send check to Friends of SM Theater, P.O. Box 382, St. Mary's, Ohio, or visit Graham Opera House Live to make an online payment to the 501c3. The time is now to make this happen. See more on our Facebook page at Graham Opera House Live.
13-9, Rough Riders over the visiting Findlay Trojans. And Coach, as we come out of this timeout, Coach Burke goes to a quick man-to-man, and Regan Hayward made him pay. Pulled up off of a screen for a Fowler TV three-pointer.
It's a really tough shot right there. Not a lot of girls, especially in high school, can make that shot. Not a lot of guys even can make that shot, as the Riders kind of miss a couple chippies there, but really, really tough shot from Regan Hayward there. I think it's probably pretty safe to say, given the shot she's made so far, that they need to get out a little higher on her at the perimeter. She's a very good shooter.
10 of the 12 Trojan points. Rough Riders putting on some pretty aggressive defense of their own with Cora Rabel and Ella Jacobs putting forth a lot of ball pressure. Olivia Mangus taking the ball to the rack.
You know, I thought at first that Coach Burke might have switched back to man just out of the timeout. A lot of coaches like to do a one-possession defensive change just because the coach probably drew up something for that defense. However, he stayed in at that last possession, and I think I would have stuck in the zone a little bit longer because the Trojans had kind of struggled a little bit. They were a little more stagnant on offense. They look a lot more comfortable against the man at getting to the rim. They do a nice job of getting to the rim, and sometimes that's easier against man. So maybe switching back to zone could be a good option for the Riders.
Ella Jacobs grabbing an offensive board off of the Hesse miss. Rough Riders could use to get Hesse on track here just a little bit. I think sometimes getting into foul trouble, you get a little out of sorts maybe.
A little out of sorts, and sometimes maybe a little scared of going at people in fear of picking up another foul. Of course, she just went after that ball there with no fear, so either no fear or maybe a little foolishness. Pretty easy to pick up a cheapie on something like that. She got away with one.
Yeah.
I don't think she fouled her, but got away with slapping down. A lot of times officials will call that slap down just on principle because it looks bad.
Yep. And Morgan averaging 9 rebounds a game, so she's definitely working towards getting that total back up. Nice hesitation move there by Olivia Mangus.
Riders are doing a lot better job today of defensive rebounding. That's something that they've struggled with both this year and last, and they look a lot better tonight.
And there we go. Reese Rabel finally getting on the scoreboard with a Fowler TV three-pointer.
That was a really good look and a nice kick out there. Like we've mentioned earlier today, those kick out threes are much easier than some of the threes that we tend to take.
And Reese just followed that up with a really nice box out that led to a rebound down here at the defensive end.
I have a feeling that that's something that Coach Burke probably worked on in practice yesterday is some boxing out, because they look a whole lot better than they have the last couple games at that.
And a little bit too tucked in on that elbow on that one. Ooh, it looked a little awkward there on the last two steps by Regan Hayward, but she banked it in. The bank is open.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was the intended move from the get-go, but hey, it counts all the same.
Yep, they all count, and we've got 16 all on the scoreboard, the American Legion scoreboard.
That was a really nice action, and even though Morgan Hesse missed it, I think she got hit across the head. I think they missed a foul call there.
And Madeline Steckschulte, no direct relation. I think they might be distant cousins to Caitlin Steckschulte on the Trojan squad. Drives to the basket to get to the foul line.
The free throw line has not been the friend of the Findlay Trojans here so far. They've, thrown away some easy points here, some things that I'm sure Coach would like to have back here.
Coach Rosendale in his 5th season as the head coach of the Findlay Trojans. Trojans last year, 15-10, lost to Anthony Wayne in the sectional finals.
It's a really nice help side from the Findlay Trojans. Even though they pressure a lot out on the perimeter, they do not sacrifice their backside help on that. They do a really nice job of rotating and getting into position.
Nice shot fake and then pass into Ava Cooper for the easy two.
That's what happens when you hit a couple perimeter shots from Regan Hayward there. They've probably been told in a timeout, we got to get out on her. And so they went out on her and both went out, and so it made for an easy shot.
There we go. That's something that we've been missing in the early going here.
That was a tough shot from Morgan Hesse as Caitlin Steckschulte came over from backside and stepped in to help. So I don't think she was expecting her to be there when she was going up with it, because she kind of turned and shot it before she really looked at the rim. But nice move, and we'll take the points.
Madeline Steckschulte missed the drive, very aggressive, good take to the basket, then just followed it up with a foul. And Morgan Hesse's going to take a seat, maybe to finish out the half. I think Coach Burke would like to get to halftime with her just having those 2 fouls.
Yeah, he was able to get a lot of minutes out of her, really, with 2 fouls. It kind of depends on the player. Some players can play with 2, some players can't. But it was good to see her get in the game and get some productive minutes with 2 fouls.
I'd like to see the Riders attack the basket a little bit more without the ball screen.
And
they're just jumping it.
Right.
Like right there, and that's kind of what we'd seen, or what I'd asked for, I suppose. And with the turnover, with 13 seconds left to go in the half, the Riders get the ball back and with a chance to score. I think I might even try to sneak Hesse back in for these last 13 to see if I could get a quick bucket out of her down low. The boys run that play, but they throw it up a little higher, and Parks just takes care of that. With
don't have to worry about overthrowing Austin Parks
no.
like you do with Reagan Allmeyer.
Yeah.
Slight height difference.
Austin Parks here in the student section supporting the girls.
It's good to see. Our boys over the years have always done a pretty nice job of coming out and supporting the girls, especially on a Tuesday night, not a traditional basketball night.
And with 1 second to go. I'm sure that Alexis Arredondo wants that ball back. I'm not sure that she realized how wide open she was going to be to miss that shot. But glad she did. With the score 19-18, Trojans are up by 1 on the American Legion scoreboard as we go into halftime.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
St. Mary's Legion Post 323, veterans working for veterans and the future of our country. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 supports veterans programs such as Gifts for Yanks, Support the Troops, Comfort Warriors, Blood Donor, POW MIA programs, as well as children and youth programs. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 also donates thousands of dollars each year to local summer programs such as Boys State, Girls State, Scholarships in Education, Boy Scouts, Oratorical, and Shooting Sports. St. Mary's Legion Post 323, remembering the past, living the present, and working for the future.
Providing insurance services since 1953, the R.J. Burke Insurance Agency is here to help with your home, auto, business, and life insurance needs. Being an independent insurance agency representing many fine companies and located at 121 North Wayne Street in St. Mary's, contact Joe Burke or Dan Burke for a no-obligation quote.
Here at TLC, we expanded our business, so we wanted the security of knowing exactly where all the kids are and what's going on in each of the rooms. We chose Fowler's because we've done all our televisions with them, and they mentioned they have security systems. So we just wanted to go out and look at it, and they were very upfront, and they do excellent work from start to finish. And so we chose Fowler's TV. It's been great for us here at TLC Learning Center, and Fowler's TV would be great for any.
Mark your calendars for Memorial High School's performance of Anastasia, the musical, March 31st to April 1st. Inspired by the 20th century Fox motion picture, this dazzling show transports its audience from the Russian Empire to 1920s Paris. As a brave young woman enlists the help of a charismatic ensemble cast to reconnect with her past in search of home, love, and family. Follow the St. Mary's Memorial High School Drama Club on Facebook for more information.
And we're back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. Tuesday night, girls basketball non-league action between the St. Mary's Rough Riders and the visiting Findlay Trojans. Halftime score, Findlay 19, St. Mary's 18. Zach, give us a rundown of the scoring. What do we have?
Yeah, we got more. For looking at St. Mary's, we got Morgan Hesse with 2 points on the night, Reese Rabel with 3, Cora Rabel with 10, Cadence Hirschfeld with 3 for a total on the St. Mary's side of 18 points. Looking a little bit at the Findlay side, Madeline Steckschulte with 2 points.
Decent? Can you see? Okay.
Regan Hayward with 13 points, and Olivia Mangus with 2 points. So 19 points on the Findlay side, but 13 of those coming from Regan Hayward.
Yeah, I would have to imagine that if it wasn't in pregame, that the halftime talk is about 90% Regan Hayward.
Yeah.
She has been their offense so far, both from the three-point line and getting to the rim. She had a nice assist that led to a bucket on another possession. So she's kind of driving things for Findlay, and I think things defensively kind of start with slowing her down and preventing her from getting to the rim quite as much.
3 field goals for St. Mary's on the first half, just 2 for Findlay, and 3-point field goals, that is, 3-pointers. 2 for Findlay, and free throws, just 3 made free throws on both sides for St. Mary's and Findlay. Really a lot of opportunities on both sides to make some free throws through that defensive battle.
And that's going to be the difference of the game.
Right.
You know, who gets to the line and then who cashes in.
And typically when you have a low free throw number, you usually think that you're not attacking much. But both teams have actually been pretty good at attacking the rim. It just haven't been a lot of fouls called. It's been pretty loose, and really the Riders have done a nice job of not shooting too many threes. You know, I've talked about that quite a bit over the last couple games, but it's been something that they've struggled with, is settling for bad threes, and they've done a much better job of getting into the paint and not taking quite so many threes.
Now we're talking about Regan Hayward, and yeah, she's been outstanding. I'm not going to fault Coach Burke for not seeing or not paying attention to her, because if you look at their early season scores, she has not been their leading scorer in any of the games. Against Elida, Caitlin Steckschulte, 19. Same thing, Caitlin Steckschulte, 11 against Toledo Whitmer. Arredondo, 12 against Toledo Central Catholic. Myers, 13. Madeline Steckschulte, 9. So she hasn't even been in the picture. So I don't know if she's having her coming out party here tonight, or maybe just
coming off of injury, or
could
something
have been
like
coming
that.
off of an injury. We're going to do our. We're not going to be like Chuck and do a mad dash to the teleprompter, because, well, we don't have one. But
this is our low-budget teleprompter.
This is low-budget teleprompter. But we've been talking about, and Derek, can you, if you come around here to see, we've been talking about the ball screens that the Riders have been doing, and here you go.
The Riders have been coming up setting this ball screen. Initially, Findlay has been hedging. When we say hedging, that means the defender of the screener comes up, stops the ball so that they can't turn the corner, takes it for a couple dribbles, and then returns back to their man once the ball defender gets back into position. But into the second quarter, they've just been trapping it. Some teams will trap right away and will play it like this.
Ball comes up.
And then you can slip it and before you even come around the screen, so the pass is thrown before then. But they're not trapping until the ball screen sets and the person comes here, so they kind of hedge, and then the trap comes behind. So when that happens, there's really not a whole lot you can do as a ball handler. So you got to pick this ball up and step through this trap and make the pass here, because then you have a 4-on-3.
If you watch us right now, we're getting driven way up high like this and trying to make passes from up here.
And we're trying to dribble around it.
Dribbling around it.
You can't dribble around that trap, because they're just going to push you higher up to half court.
So, yeah, there you go. The low-budget Rider Nation Station teleprompter, first time in use for Rider Nation Station in basketball. And so we've got just a couple minutes here before we resume second half action. We will be back on Rider Nation Station.
Colder weather is just around the corner, and you want to make sure your family's vehicle is tuned up and ready to go. Rabel's Auto Service has been voted the best auto repair center in St. Mary's the last 3 years. And did you know they will pick up and deliver your vehicle for free? Give Rabel's Auto Service a call at 419-394-1624 or stop in and see Jeremy at 1610 Salina Road in St. Mary's. Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's. Give them a call today.
At Chef Auto Sales in St. Mary's, we don't play any of those pricing games. Our quality vehicles are priced at or below market value, and our no-pressure friendly staff is here to help you. So before you buy, give us a try. Come see me, Aaron Hyde, the car guy at Chef Auto Sales.
Okay, yeah, And we're back, getting ready for second half action. Again, the Rough Riders trail by 1 going into the second half. Derek, what did Coach Burke talk about at halftime?
I think he's reinforcing how they're playing defensively. This is, and I didn't see that. You saw the road game, or at least one of the road games to start the year, but I've seen all the home games so far, and this is the best they've played defensively so far. You know, numbers-wise, they looked like they played well against New Knoxville and Salina, but this is a much better team than those two teams. They're unequivocally playing better tonight defensively, both intensity and being in better position. So I think he's reinforcing that. And I think he's talking about continuing to drive at the pressure. You know, when they're overplaying those passing lanes, you got to get to the lane and punish them for overplaying. So I think that's the two main things that he talked about.
Trojans bring the ball inbounds, and we are ready for second half action. And if you look out defensively, Riders back in that 2-3.
I think this might be a 1-3-1 though.
This doesn't think.
I think it is.
And get a little turnover.
Nice pass from Reagan Allmeyer, but an even better block from Sophia Myers.
Oh, and I tell you what a hustle play by Ella Jacobs. She got her shot blocked.
A ton of ground.
Her shot blocked down here on the baseline and makes the block down at the other end as well. That's some speed. I never had that kind of speed.
Makes it a lot easier.
Zach, did you have any of that speed when you were that pulling guard, right?
Guard, yeah.
Pulling guard.
I do now. I didn't have it in high school.
As
and
Caitlin Steckschulte nails the corner 3. I think that's something probably that Coach Rosendale was talking about halftime, is maybe getting some offense from other sources.
The Fowler TV 3-pointer to put the Trojans up 22-18. And we got a little half-court trap on this end, and I do think this is a 1-3-1 for sure.
Definitely a 1-3-1.
Riders look a little out of sorts and definitely have to turn and look.
Yeah, Hesse had a little bit more space there than she realized.
Yes.
That's key in most zones. When you catch the ball at the high post, you have to turn, because generally there's kind of a vacated area just to the basket side of the free throw line. And she was not aware of how much space she had and didn't take advantage.
Got a flurry of turnovers at both ends. Cora Ray will miss with the drive, and Morgan Hesse tried to get that that foul right away. Didn't get it and went after it again.
Yeah, that was a stupid foul. You know? So some fouls are good fouls, you know, if you're being aggressive on offense or, you know, maybe a defensive play, but that was a dumb foul, you know, 80 feet away from the rim. As Cora Rabel picks up the loose ball, takes it to the rim for the and one in transition. It's a nice job from Cora to kind of shield the ball as she went to the rim. As we see the replay here, she kind of leaned into her with her left shoulder, then finished back with the right hand. It was a nice job.
Schaff auto replay, and now we'll see if she can cash in with a missed free throw. Zach, you talked about those free throws at halftime.
Yeah, I don't have the exact numbers, but it feels like less than 50% for sure.
Yeah, that's been something the Riders have struggled with all year is knocking down their free throws.
Cora may have gotten
she definitely got away with
a foul.
Which is kind of surprising given the officiating crew that we have. As really nice help side from Caitlin Steckschulte there, but given the officiating crew that we have, Ron Black and Ben Kramer down there, both two guys that, as a player, when I saw them coming into the game, Ben makes the correct call on the reach on the shot there by Sophia Myers. But when I would see those guys come into the game as a player, I was always very encouraged because I knew that they would call a pretty solid game and make sure that things didn't get too ugly. I think for those basketball fans out there that watch games at all three levels, high school, college, pros, high school is definitely the most physical in terms of not protecting shooters, and can get really physical trying to take it to the rim and freedom of movement type stuff. So, but these guys are generally very good about keeping a clean game.
Yeah, very veteran crew and do a really nice job. And look at me complimenting referees. Boy, do you think that happened often? Riders running a little different set than they've run in the past. And Ella Jacobs cashing in the
deep
elbow jumper. Yes, a deep two. And that ties the game up on the American Legion scoreboard at 22. Didn't hesitate at all when she pulled the trigger on that one.
Coach Burke wanting an over-the-back call there, but I think that was probably the right call to not call it. I think Sophia Myers is just taller than the Rider player there, and I think that was the correct call. Reagan Allmeyer knocks down a big three from the corner there as the Riders take a 3-point lead here in the third quarter.
On the Fowler TV scoreboard, and boy, Allmeyer, she shoots those knuckleballs. They come up there knuckleballs, but I don't care as long as they're going in.
Yep.
And the Riders have a little bit of spunk in their step here now as they caught things up, and Ella Jacobs with another rebound. Nice fake. Ford wasn't able to finish on that one.
Looking at the Riders, they're a little tired right now. We've had a couple fast possessions the last couple possessions. A couple of the girls are sucking air here, and they tag Cora Rabel for a foul here.
The girls aren't going to want to hear this, but it's time for Coach Burke to run them a little harder.
Yeah. Yep, I've noticed that in the last couple games is that when they run, they get fatigued a little quicker than they probably should, especially considering they're so fast.
And the Trojans get an offensive board, but then give it right back to the Riders. And the Riders now have a chance to maybe put a little bit of distance on the scoreboard.
Yeah, get a 2-possession lead here. That would be big, especially in a low-scoring defensive battle like this. You know, a 5-point lead is probably realistically more like a 8 or 9-point lead in a higher-scoring game. Nice slip by Morgan Hesse.
She's going to be kicking herself for missing that one.
Yep.
Madeline Steck-Schulte takes it the distance, but doesn't connect on the full court layup.
Sophia Myers once again just doing the I'm taller than you, get the offensive rebound, but I think kind of shuffled her feet as she was trying to make the right move, spin back to the middle, but just didn't get the footwork quite right.
The 6-foot junior, she moves really well. She does a nice job.
She's really given us trouble on some of those ball screens because she does a nice job of,
I'm not sure how Morgan Hesse made that basket. I'm not sure she saw the rim when she went up, but she did get. She
definitely did not call the bank.
But the bank is open, as we've established, and grabs the rebound on the Miss Myers shot. And Ella Jacobs down at the other end, and I'm saying that Coach Rosendale needs a timeout, and he does. He calls a timeout with 1:53 left, And the Schaff Auto replay shows Ella Jacobs just running the floor like a deer and finishing for 2. And we will be back.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their 3-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your healthcare needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively. Spees Chiropractic. Make the right choice for your care.
Laura Yelton State Farm, servicing the St. Mary's area since 1989. With your life, home, and auto insurance needs. Call or stop in today and see Laura or Logan Yelton for a free quote. Go Rough Riders!
1:53 left on the clock in the third quarter. Zach, Coach Rosendale had to call that timeout. Why?
Yeah, that was an 11-3 run from St. Mary's there, and that start of the second half. First half ended 19-18 Findlay, and Riders up on the board now, 29-22, with just a minute left here in the third quarter.
And the Trojans throw it away again, and again it looks a little out of sorts on offense.
The pressure is definitely bothering them a little bit here. The zone pressure from the Riders.
And
the half-court zone is giving them trouble too. I'm really not sure why we got out of it there in the second quarter.
They have not hit well from the perimeter. Madeline Stexley a little short on that three-pointer. And if you look in their stats, they against Elida and their 62-45 win over Elida, they hit 6 threes as a team. So either they shot really above their heads that night and this is more normal, or they're having a bad shooting night. I don't know.
Ashley Nuss and Morgan Hesse out of the game, and Sierra Graver and Allmeyer back into the game.
I think maybe a better pass from Cora to Reese there probably results in a three-pointer, but
yeah, she
was a tough catch and makes a tough shot.
A nice read by Reagan Allmeyer on that, and Ella Jacobs did a nice roll of the basket, just didn't finish it, but again, that was a really nice read on that screen.
The Trojans are falling into the trap of kind of what zones are intended to do, as Madeline Steckschulte picks up the offensive board and the stick back, but the Trojans have been falling into the trap of kind of what zones are intended to do, is prevent you from penetrating and force you to shoot threes. And they're not hitting them today, and so when that happens, you got to be extra cognizant of getting to the rim, and they're not really doing that right now. And they did a really nice job of it when we were in man, but they are not doing it now.
With 3.7 seconds on the clock, Riders ran a really nice back screen. Reese delivered that pass there, and I'm sure that Reagan Allmeyer didn't realize she was going to be that wide open, but as the Schaff Auto replay shows, she at least got a rebound to get the putback to put the Riders up 31-24 heading into fourth quarter action. We will return in a moment.
Tap House at the Square invites you to join us after the game. Located in St. Mary's Square Business Complex, the Tap House is the new place to meet old friends. Best of luck to all Rider athletes and teams. Cheers to a healthy and successful season with lots of wins. See you at the Tap House at the Square.
The Friends of the St. Mary's Theater need your financial help. Any donation is welcome, and suggested donations, which can be pledged, are $200, $1,823, $2,023 and beyond. Send check to Friends of SM Theater, P.O. Box 382, St. Mary's, Ohio, or visit Graham Opera House Live to make an online payment to the 501c3. The time is now to make this happen. See more on our Facebook page at Graham Opera House Live.
And we're back for the final quarter in this non-league matchup between the St. Mary's Rough Riders and the Findlay Trojans. And Derek and Zach, I'm not real comfortable with a 7-point lead.
Oh, got away with the switching of the pivot feet right there.
No, this game has been an ebb and flow of momentum, and we had it in the third quarter, but it feels like both teams are just kind of trading that back and forth, so I hope we keep it in the fourth quarter.
Yes. And Cora looks like she got her wind. She was a little winded and there at the end of the third quarter, and Coach Burke was able to give her a little blow. Off-footed right-handed shot by Morgan Hesse.
Nice job. They were overplaying on that handoff there, and as we see on the Larry Schaff Auto Sales replay, nice job of keeping that and making the move.
And so, yeah, and that's 6 points for Hesse. We talked earlier about we needed definitely her to get into the scoring action. And
she's averaging 12 a game, so even with that, she's still under her season average.
And Myers goes to the basket, it comes up a little short, and eventually Cora Rabel is able to grab a loose ball.
Again, another offensive rebound. It was something we talked about in the break between the third and fourth quarters here. Is the Rough Riders have given up a bunch of offensive rebounds there in the third quarter, something they kind of got to watch because it's something they've struggled with all year.
And Cora Rabel down at this end with a really nice drive. Didn't finish. She did a really nice job of squaring her shoulders to the bank board. Just didn't finish. You know, a little bit of contact, but you know, that's one that I would hope that she would get a lot of the times.
The officials are not missing these kicking calls the second half.
No.
Yeah, they missed a couple in the first half.
And really has been a pretty clean game overall. Now it's going to be big for, oh boy, there was no talk on that.
Yeah, when you're in, especially in out of bounds plays, because there are always a lot of screens happening.
And didn't turn. We had our backs turned
right
to the. We were watching the ball instead of watching our men, and Myers was able to just sneak in there for an easy 2.
That pass happened because Cora Rabel got up in the air and she had nowhere to go with it.
Not liking the last minute or so of either end of the court for the Rough Riders. Just a little impatient.
Yep, a little sloppy on offense, and then defensively we're just giving up defensive or offensive rebounds and just gave up a really easy shot there.
Morgan Hesse steps up and grabs the rebound and then draws the foul.
Did a nice job of holding on to that strongly. You know, when you come down with the ball real weak, you get a tie up a lot of times, but she did a nice job of chinning it.
Elbows out, chinning it.
Yep, chinning it and preventing the Lady Trojan from grabbing it from her.
And the Trojans are back into man. And still in decent shape. You know, down 7, and you know, it's nothing's out of reach right now. And
there's a lot of time left. And
lots of time left.
You know, 7 points. That's 3 possessions. It's not a big deal.
And Coach Burke, this timeout doesn't surprise me.
Yep, that's a good timeout right there.
And I think he's going to give
full
him
timeout, get his team some rest,
give
and
him
talk
a little
things
rest.
over a little bit.
Yep. And as we see on the Schaff replay, Hesse with the 2, and we will be back for basketball action.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Walbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Walbacher for all your legal needs.
And we're back. We're back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. St. Mary's Rough Riders 33, Findlay Trojans 26. And we had some good dancing action down in the cheering section, although not with our high school students. Our high school students are pretty calm right now. But Coach Burke, that timeout was probably twofold. Give them a little bit of a break to catch their wind. We are a little tired, and talk to them about
playing a little frantic the last couple minutes. I think we're impatient on offense. We've lost some people defensively. I think we just needed to refocus a little bit. Oh, that was really nice.
And Madeline Steckschulte did a great job of drawing the foul, doing a little up and under of sorts facing up. Here she goes on the shaft auto replay.
Morgan Hesse was late sliding over. You shouldn't be able to drive from the three-point line all the way to the rim basically with no help side. And they obviously set that up for that purpose,
right,
to get some isolation there, but the help side's got to be there.
And the Trojans missed the free throw, which is a good thing. We still, Riders still have a 5-point lead. And, the clock's your friend. And Hesse maybe a little bit intimidated by the size. And we've said before, Findlay's got great size inside. And Mangus misses the chippy. And Madeline Steckschulte saves it right to the Riders, who were able to bring it back. And again, 4.5 minutes, a lot of time left on the clock. I think the Riders just have to kind of get a bucket.
I was about to say that they've been playing frantic, but at least they're still up 7 points.
Yeah, good point.
And and then they gave up 2 points, but they're still up 5.
There's still a lot of time left on the clock. It's definitely not, as we turn it over again, a really crucial turnover. But, with 4 minutes left, you are not in hold it mode at all. You're still running your normal offense. You're taking normal shots. You're not saying, no threes or something like that. You are taking normal shots offensively. And I think the Riders are maybe getting a little complacent on offense, not trying to attack as much as they have been earlier, and that's a recipe for giving up a lead.
Kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit on offense. Reese Rabel doing a nice job down here defensively, just digging her nose in there and getting a tie up for a turnover, although the Trojans do maintain possession on the alternating possession.
Nice steal.
Nice steal by Ella Jacobs.
That's a key defensive possession for the Riders there. You're in a little bit of a vulnerable position. You're up 5. If you give up a bucket, things can get a little tight pretty quickly. So nice job defensively.
And Reese unable to connect, and then Cora Rabel picks up the foul. I think she may have done a little shove in the back just as the ball was coming down, trying to get that offensive board. The Riders with 6 team fouls in the half.
The Riders' 2-2-1 three-quarter court press is not quite as aggressive as it was earlier in the game. We kind of mentioned that the Riders looked a little fatigued. I think it's kind of showing itself on the defensive end in that sense, and just not quite as much pressure, and a little easier for the Trojans to break it.
Oh, Reagan Allmeyer with a really nice save.
Take advantage of transition here.
Ella Jacobs did a super nice job of staying wide, got a nice bounce pass from Cora, and then instead of going right at the basket, had the patience to wait for Cora to cut there on the Schaff auto replay. She draws the foul.
I think if I were playing and I was Cora Rabel, I'd have been arguing for, I'm trying to go up to the rim on that. What else are you trying to do? But they get the ball out of bounds.
And that's something that we don't see often. Reese attacking the basket and again aggressively attacking and draws the foul. And so now the Trojans are at the 6th foul mark. So the Riders
be shooting free throws here soon.
Yes, we'll be able to shoot free throws.
That was a really nice job defensively by the person guarding the inbounder of helping out on the cut. That's their job, is to kind of prevent those.
Thought Ella Jacobs might pull the trigger on that one, but instead she gives it up to Reese and said, here.
You're a better shooter than me, you take it.
You take it.
That was a good decision, and very selfless.
Reese draws the Fowler TV 3-point play. And, what a great job of boxing out for Reese Rabel. She didn't get the rebound, but she did do a nice job of driving that girl underneath the basket.
Wasn't counting on the bad miss.
Yes. And so Findlay scores that bucket to go to 36-30 and then calls a quick timeout with 2 minutes left in the game.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
We are back. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. Grand Lake Health Systems Court. St. Mary's Rough Riders 36. Findlay Trojans 30. Zach, we talked at halftime about free throws. I'm saying these last 2 minutes and 13 seconds, the two things, it's going to be free throws and turnovers.
Yeah, and we're seeing that both teams are getting a little bit better at both of those from the first half. Less turnovers than the second half, more made free throws percentage-wise. It's really going to come down to which one of these teams convert some of those things and hold on to the ball here in the last 2 minutes. And if there are some fouls called out, who's going to make some of these free throws?
Both teams will be in the bonus on their next foul, and so. And I think
Reagan Allmeyer got away with the travel right there.
Yep.
She got very lucky.
Happy feet on the landing. And we'll see how patient the Rough Riders are here.
See, the ball screen offense for the Riders, I like it in a lot of times, but when a team's trying to trap like this, I definitely don't like it because it brings the trap right to the ball handler.
Right now, the Riders look to be content to run clock.
Yeah, now with a minute and a half left, you're in layups or fouls time. As Reese Rabel makes a really nice pass to the rolling Morgan Hesse to stretch the lead to 8.
And then Morgan Hesse jumps up for the steal. Gave it right back to him, but again, running some time off. And time is going to become a factor. And Madeline Steckschulte with a nice running drive there, and that gives her 11 points for the game, and Findlay calls a quick timeout with just a minute and 6 seconds left. You see Hesse on the Schaff auto replay, and then back at the other end, Steckschulte rolling that baby right over the front of the rim, and I think we're going to stay right here on just the 30-second timeout. And again, 1 minute and 6 seconds to go, 6 points. Everybody likes to say it's just 2 possessions, but realistically, not 2 possessions.
Right, because with this amount of time left, you trap in the backcourt, either try to get a steal or a 10-second call, and if you don't, you got a foul.
Right.
And so unless St. Mary's starts missing a bunch of free throws, you're probably looking at multiple possessions here, and so you're looking at more than one.
1-3-1 half-court trap, didn't get anything, and it led to a layup. Reese did a nice job of keeping her head up and spotting Morgan Hesse down on the block, and we'll see if she is able to convert on the free throws.
I was a little worried there on that pass across half court to Reagan Allmeyer, right across the half court line, not where you want to be passing it because it just sets up the trap.
Hesse, the 5'11" senior. See if she can finish up with one. Got 1 of 2. Obviously prefer 2, but we'll take at least 1. And Arredondo misses from the corner. And Hesse battling underneath for the board. Again, Hesse's averaging 9 boards a game and has nearly 2 consecutive double-doubles, so she's really been an animal on the boards here of late. As has been Ella Jacobs. Ella Jacobs tacking on that rebounding stat in the last several games. And
looks like we got a bloody nose.
Ella may have gotten a little shot in the nose there. Jam some cotton up there and go right back at it. The Trojans get that turnover they were looking after.
Oh, it was very nice.
Oh, sweet. Regan
nice.
Hayward with a nice drive, and she's been quiet this half.
Yep.
But comes in with her 14th point of the night. And
Trojans take a quick timeout.
The Schaff auto replay shows a really nice drive there. And I think this one's a full, so we'll take a quick break and come back in a moment.
St. Mary's Legion Post 323, veterans working for veterans and the future of our country. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 supports veterans programs such as Gifts for Yanks, Support the Troops, Comfort Warriors, Blood Donor, POW MIA programs, as well as children and youth programs. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 also donates thousands of dollars each year to local summer programs such as Boys State, Girls State, Scholarships in Education, Boy Scouts, Oratorical, and shooting sports. St. Mary's Legion Post 323, remembering the past, living the present, and working for the future.
And we're back. This is crunch time. What do we have, 38 seconds? Scoreboard's killing me. 32 seconds. St. Mary's up 39-34. St. Mary's got the ball, and we got full court pressure by the Trojans. This is the got to get it in.
Get it in. Coach Burke calls a timeout.
Yep.
I think they were going to get it in, but it was after 4 seconds. It was close.
Okay. We will be back as Coach does a quick check on them.
Providing insurance services since 1953, the R.J. Burke Insurance Agency is here to help with your home, auto, business, and life insurance needs. Being an independent insurance agency representing many fine companies and located at 121 North Wayne Street in St. Mary's, contact Joe Burke or Dan Burke for a no-obligation quote today.
As we bring it back after the Coach Burke timeout, we were talking off air about how close it was to 5 seconds, and I inbounded for 4 consecutive years in high school, every possession, and at that timer, you have kind of an ingrown one in your head as an inbounder, and it was pretty close. It was definitely close.
And Coach Burke draws up the bomb there, and although the Riders turned it over, if you look at the clock between the steal and then bringing it back, it just burned 7 seconds off the clock. So, you know, that's not the worst thing that could have happened.
Oh boy.
That would have been one of the worst things that could have happened, but luckily for the Riders, Olivia Mangus couldn't connect on that three.
Unfriendly visiting rims.
Yes. And the Trojans, obviously, they've been told they got to do a quick foul. They tried to get the steal, and now it's going to be up to the senior, Morgan Hesse, to see if she can hit a couple of free throws to put this game out of reach.
Yeah, if she knocks them both down, that kind of puts the game on ice. It'd still be pretty tough, but it's not over yet.
Boy, she used every bit of that rim. And put her into double figures for the night, 10 points. She's inching a little closer to her season average. And, oh boy, did again, another one.
The friendly home rims for the St. Mary's Rough Riders, knocking down both free throws, kind of puts the game on ice here. It's pretty much statistically impossible. Maybe unless Reggie Miller is
in the house
playing for the other team, but I don't see any Reggie Millers out here, so I think the Riders' victory is all but assured at this point in time. Though the foul here is strategically not a good idea for the Riders. You know, allowing them to score with the clock stopped is not what you want to do.
Alexis Arredondo will step up to the free throw line to try to close the gap with 10.5 seconds to remaining on the clock. And she hits the first one, kind of line drive that one in, the 5'7" junior.
Given they're down 6, do you consider intentionally missing, trying to get the board for the three? You know, there's not much time left.
I don't know. Or just going to go for the steal. Hopefully you can get a steal, which, boy, they didn't do much to try to deny that inbounds pass. And Morgan Hesse's saying, hey, give it to me. I'm going
I'll take the free points.
Yep, makes a beeline for the free throw line. Seems to have a little bit of confidence as she steps up there.
And it helps having recently gone to the line too. You
right.
know, when you're there, it's a little more comfortable than if you haven't taken any free throws for the whole game.
The Noah machine would have probably said too high on a couple of those, the Noah Arch machine, but nothing but net, and they can't ask for anything more than that. Hopefully she can hit this one and go with, I was going to say 4 in a row, but not. And with 5 seconds to go, it's going to be pretty much in the books. As Regan Hayward misses that final three, the final score is 42-36. We will take a break and then be back with the final wrap-up on the game.
Here at TLC, we expanded our business, so we wanted the security of knowing exactly where all the kids are and what's going on in each of the rooms. We chose Fowler's because we've done all our televisions with them, and they mentioned they have security systems. So we just wanted to go out and look at it, and they were very upfront, and they do excellent work from start to finish. And so we chose Fowler's TV. It's been great for us here at TLC Learning Center, and then Fowler's TV would be great.
Mark your calendars for Memorial High School's performance of Anastasia, the musical, March 31st to April 1st. Inspired by the 20th century Fox motion picture, this dazzling show transports its audience from the Russian Empire to 1920s Paris. As a brave young woman enlists the help of a charismatic ensemble cast to reconnect with her past in search of home, love, and family. Follow the St. Mary's Memorial High School Drama Club on Facebook for more information.
colder weather is just around the corner, and you want to make sure your family's vehicle is tuned up and ready to go. Rabel's Auto Service has been voted the best auto repair center in St. Mary's the last 3 years. And did you know they will pick up and deliver your vehicle for free? Give Rabel's Auto Service a call at 419-394-1624 or stop in and see Jeremy at 1610 Salina Road in St. Mary's. Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's. Give them a call today.
At Chef Auto Sales in St. Mary's, we don't play any of those pricing games. Our quality vehicles are priced at or below market value, and our no-pressure friendly staff is here to help you. So before you buy, give us a try. Come see me, Aaron Hyde, the car guy at Chef Auto Sales.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their three-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your healthcare needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively. Spees Chiropractic. Make the right choice for your care.
Laura Yelton State Farm, servicing the St. Mary's area since 1989 with your life, home, and auto insurance needs. Call or stop in today and see Laura or Logan Yelton for a free quote. Go Rough Riders!
And we're back for the final game wrap-up at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. St. Mary's pulled out the victory in the fourth quarter, 42-36 over the visiting Findlay Trojans. Zach, give us a rundown on some numbers for tonight.
Sure. Looking at St. Mary's scores, Ella Jacob finished the night with 4 points. Reagan Almeyer, 5 points. Morgan Hesse, 12 points. Reese Rabel, 6 points. Cora Rabel, 12 points. And Cadence Hirschfeld, 3 points. St. Mary's had a total of 5 3-pointers. And on the Findlay side, Alexis Arredondo, 2 points. Caitlin Steck-Schulte, 3 points. Ava Cooper, 2 points. Madeline Steck-Schulte, 11 points. Regan Hayward, 14 points. Olivia Mangus, 2 points. And Sophia Myers, 2 points. So they finished with 3 3-pointers. And really, from my sort of perspective, looking at the game, St. Mary's did a great job of defensively forcing Findlay into a lot of 3-pointers that they missed. That was Findlay had a really opportunity to take a lead or have a lot closer game if they could have made some of those 3-pointer attempts.
In that second quarter, when St. Mary's went into a man, they suddenly kind of shifted gears into driving and attacking the basket and really hurt the Rough Riders. That's when they took the lead on St. Mary's, and you're right, Zach, getting back into that zone in the second half and forcing them to shoot from downtown.
I wasn't exact here, but I have them at 15 or 16 attempts. So they were 3 for 16 from behind the arc.
Yeah, so, just from that perspective, obviously not what they wanted to do strategically. That they looked really comfortable against our man in getting to the rim, and that's something they're obviously pretty good at. And so we kind of forced them out of their comfort zone a little bit there. And they, I mentioned it earlier, and I'll reiterate it, that I think the Riders played their best defensive game tonight so far. Did they lapse at times? Yeah, but for a whole game, they did a really nice job of forcing the Trojans out of what they wanted to do, having good intensity and rotating much better than they have been. And I thought that was kind of the difference for the Riders. Offensively, things were kind of as they have been. Cora Rabel doing a nice job of attacking the rim, and Morgan Hesse with a slow start but finished really strong, and those two kind of leading the way offensively and just kind of getting the job done good enough, and it was enough for a victory.
And had some contributions offensively, which we're starting to get from some of the other players. Jacobs, throwing in a few points. Allmeyer throwing in a few points, and so the more we can get from those other players to add to the mix is all the better for them offensively. So the Riders The Riders moved to 4-2 on the season, and on Thursday we'll travel. Oh, and this is the unenviable travel to Defiance. You know, grab the pillow and something to drink on the way home, because it's a long ride.
Long trip, and I always thought when I played up there that drive is probably worth about 10 points. It's tough to play up there. It's a long drive, and often usually good teams. So, that's something the Riders will have to deal with alongside another road league or their first road league game.
The Findlay Trojans will actually be traveling again south. They will travel to Lima Senior on Thursday for what I'm sure is a track league game for them. And so, they'll be headed back south on 75 on Thursday. Rider Nation Station will be right back here on Thursday. Zach Farrell with Scott Cisco bringing you wrestling action. And so we're excited to get the 2022-2023 wrestling season underway, Rider Nation Station style.
Yeah, Rough Riders the wrestlers already have a big victory over Salina. We got Defiance Thursday, and then we've got Wapakoneta the next Thursday, and those are the three big WBL matches always.
And with the Rough Riders running a three-peat right now in the WBL, and I'm sure that they have.
They are not the chaser. They are the chased.
They are, they have the proverbial target on their back, I'm sure. Oh, yes, we don't want to jinx them, but I'm sure that they have that in mind, that that, and there are certain hurdles that you have to climb, and they've taken care of Salina, so that, I guess it continues on this Thursday. So we're looking forward to that action. I think we're going to wrap up here. We have Ross Henchen on camera, Hunter Winget on camera, Dave Waubacher, I think down in the control room, Doug Spencer, executive producer, Logan Yelton. I don't know what's under executive producer.
Assistant to the executive producer.
little like Dwight Schrute action there. Assistant to the regional manager.
Zach Farrell, we want to thank you for coming on today, and hope that you've now signed a lifetime contract so that we can call you again.
Thanks for having me. You keep calling me Jim Nance, I'll come on all the time.
Yes,
a tradition like no other.
Yes. Yeah. And for Derek and Kelly J, thank you for tuning in tonight, and good evening, everybody.
Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.